So I'm in the middle of BF, Idaho. See, fucking nothing. And I've been driving for a few hours now on my way to Salt Lake City to meet the captain and fly to Florida. And I think a lot when I drive. I think a lot when I don't drive. But I have performed a pretty successful concert for the last like 2 hours, and I'm kind of tired of singing to myself. But I was just thinking about my dad and about Andrew and about my life and about enhanced athlete and becoming superhuman and how things change and how things are always changing. And it's kind of strange to me how we hold so tightly to things, and why is it so hard to live in the moment? It's fucking hard. Why? Why is it so hard? I don't know. I do try to do it, but I find myself either thinking about the future or thinking about the past, and I have to stop when I do that, and I have to just breathe. And that seems to be the only thing that cements me in a moment, is just taking a minute to just be there. And I left a note. I like to be a little more prepared because I really believe in closure. And I think I just have a lot of things that need to be said and need to be expressed, and people need to know just in case I don't come back. I'm not planning on not coming back, but the universe can be merciful sometimes. Just kidding. It's not funny, I know. The first thing is, I used to not have an ounce of forgiveness. Not even a little teeny tiny bit. Not for anybody. And Andrew was the most forgiving person I've ever known. And he never lectured me on forgiving people. He never... But somehow, being near him, I learned how. I learned how to forgive. And it feels fucking good. It feels so good. So I don't want to lecture anybody on being forgiving. But I can tell you from personal experience that the emotional baggage you carry, the other people that you spend your time thinking about, or, whatever, they don't feel it. They do not give a fuck. And all it does is weigh you down. It's like carrying around a backpack full of rocks. I mean, some of it might make you strong, but if you carry that backpack full of rocks indefinitely, you're gonna get broken down. And I guess the best thing I learned was how to forgive and unpack. I learned how to let go of my emotional baggage. And that was really a critical piece in me becoming who I'm supposed to be. And I am so thankful for that. So if I could encourage you to be forgiving, not necessarily for somebody else, but for yourself. I'm doing that because the air pressure is changing and it's bothering my ears. being a forgiving person and loving people and things like that, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to keep them in your life. Because I also learned there is a difference between quitting and realizing you've had enough. I have zero quit in me. Ask my basketball coaches, ask my ex-boyfriends, maybe not them, but they might not get it. I have zero quit in me. I will work myself into the ground until I have nothing. I will give and give and give until I have nothing left. And once I reach that point, that's when I realize I've had enough. And that's when I can walk away. And when I walk away, there's not a tear shed. There is nothing. I have nothing left to give. So there is a difference. But I used to carry around excess emotions, negative emotions, because of situations where I had zero quit in me and I worked myself to the ground, and then I felt kind of gypped or mad or whatever. I don't have that anymore. But I also recognized earlier when I've had enough. And everyone has their own limits. Everybody's different. Everyone has to learn themselves. But I think those things are really important. I think that doing everything with love, everything you do, even the smallest things, like, I don't know, I work in a casino, like making drinks. It takes no more effort to think a nice thought as you pour a drink than to think something, gossipy or rude or, just be spaced off. It takes no extra effort. It really doesn't. But energy is so powerful. And I'm realizing how powerful it is just by doing everything with love. And it's not easy, but that is the only thing that we do as humans that's like the best thing. And we even fuck that up, and we don't have to. And it's hard because we do so much unnecessary shit. And I've always been good at time management. I can get stuff done whenever I need to get it done. But my priorities were all fucked up. They were not good. I used to prioritize stuff that realistically doesn't matter. If my laundry's done and it sits in a basket until I wear all that clean stuff and it goes into another basket that's dirty, that's not an emergency. That's not a big deal. If I have time to put it away, I'll put it away. But I used to be so stressed about my laundry coming out of the dryer and either having it folded or hung up or doing the dishes right when they were dirty, or I had to be here at this time right now. And there was such an urgency to my life that I put that pressure on myself, and it was really unhealthy. And stress will fucking kill you. It will. It'll kill you. So don't worry about stupid shit. There's no need for it. The stuff that matters in life, as far as I'm concerned, I guess it could be different for everybody because everybody has their own priorities. But when you break it down, when you really look at life, when you really look at what matters in life, it is not the stuff. It It's not the things that we chase, that we're programmed from an early age to chase. It's not consumerism. It's not Nikes. It's not the best this or the most expensive that or doing your makeup every day. That shit doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I remember Andrew posted this thing and said something to the effect of, nobody's gonna stand up at your funeral and say, you know, he had the most expensive this, or she, you know, looked the best in that, or whatever. But they're gonna talk about what kind of person you were. So be a good person. It's really not as hard as people make it seem.